He avoided feet skillfully, especially during the morning rush. For Paul, life was good. He had a great nest. He had lots to eat. He even had friends. But secretly, Paul wanted to travel. So, one winter weekday, Paul packed his suitcase and set off walking. There's no snow, a little bit of snow, a little bit more snow, and then, whoomp! He didn't get very far. So, he tried hopping in a car, and he tried getting on a bus, that's right. He tried hailing a taxi. He even tried hitching a ride. And now you tell me, I'm gonna get pushed over here next to you. You tell me, what is he trying to hitch a ride on? What's he riding on? What's that? Bike! And what else can you see? Skate. Good boy. And what about that one?
What's he riding on up the top?
Daddy. A dog. And what about there? Something. Silly pigeon. Traveling was harder than Paul thought. It looked like he'd have to try something new. And so, Paul decided to ride the subway. The stairs weren't too tough. How come that is? That's right. The ceiling was a little lower than he'd expected. And it was far windier than he had imagined. But they let him on, no problem. And from the inside, the subway appeared to be an excellent way to travel. First, he got accustomed to his new surroundings. That's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to swing on the poles. He discovered a food source. He made a new friend. Wait a second. Is that a new friend? He even managed to take in some scenery. By all accounts, Paul was enjoying himself. Well, it's kind of funny, because what kind of scenery can you see out the window of a subway underground? Yeah, you don't see much, do you? That's right. That's kind of the inside of where the driver sits. That's right. You saw those. Those are keys.
And what's out the window?
Subway station.
Yeah, and another subway.
So articulate.
And channels.
That's right. You don't see very much, do you? Just darkness. Well, by all accounts, Paul was enjoying himself. He was just beginning to catch up on his reading, in fact, over this lady's shoulder, when he began to notice a problem. Wow. Can you find Paul in this picture? Yeah, there he is. What about in this picture? Can you find him? There he is. No problem yet. What about here?
There.
Where is he in this picture?
There.
Yeah, what's the problem? He's all squished. Well, the problem quickly became serious. He hid behind some feet, hoping to wait out the crush, but the people just kept coming. Now, Paul was a pigeon of reasonable intelligence, so it did not take him long to come to an important decision. Sooner rather than later, he was going to have to make a break for the door. He waited until the train started to slow, calculated the necessary angles, charted a very clear path, which is not very clear at all, is it? And leapt! Paul flapped as hard as he could. He ducked left, he swerved right, he swooped around knees and careened under bags. He hurtled over shoulders, he squeezed behind bars. He got nearer and nearer, and then Paul heard the warning chimes. Ding, ding, ding. The doors were beginning to close. The opening got smaller and smaller and smaller until freedom!
Did he get out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He got out.
Good job.
Well, Once he had made his way back up to the street, Paul found himself on an entirely different new sidewalk in a completely different section of the city. It wasn't long before he settled into this new way of life. He found a downtown intersection with some great places for strutting and pecking and hanging out on statues. He built a great nest, discovered lots to eat. He even found friends. For Paul, life was pretty good. The end.
That was a good story.
Yeah, let's get the message.
And Mom and Dad don't know Toronto.